there enough transactions to support what you want to do?
Great question, and I don't think anyone's ever broken the 30 mark that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm in the top, easily the top 10. I think I'm in the top 5.
Probably
as far
in the top 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the top somewhere in there. So, and I know what my competitors are doing. They're not doing much more than I.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 100,000 or more in income, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all pretty much in that same sphere, and they're not doing that many more deals than I. So if 4 to 5 years from now, 50 is my stretched out goal.
Okay.
To hit 50.
Good.
And to keep my expenses beneath 20%.
Sure.
Because my expenses now are about 15%, which I'm happy.
Because you're handling the high end, do you have to do a lot of extensive color brochures and marketing?
I don't,
Okay.
and that is an expectation of a lot of the sellers that I meet with, and a constant something I'm competing with the other agents who will do Homes and Land magazines and the this and the that and the space magazines, everything you can think of.
Sure.
And I make it very clear, I'm not doing any of that. I do advertise. I take a full-page ad in the LA Times every weekend, because then I can put all of my listings on one page. It's the most cost-effective way of doing it. And I share with the client, hey, you know what? If I'm going to concede that print advertising works, which I'm not even there, I believe it's all online, which has benefited everyone.
Sure.
I'll concede that people will pick up the LA Times. For that reason, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I do a full-page ad in the LA Times. You'll be in it every weekend. I don't do anything else. And if another agent is convincing you that works, it's because they're not doing anything else to sell your home.
Okay. So your job is to show them that you're going to go out and work every day.
For sure.
Good for you. So 2010, the biggest change you have to make is?
Expanding my thinking.
Okay.
Believing in myself, not getting distracted, sharpening my presentation skills. And that's it. Yeah, believing that I can. Expanding myself to know that, because I've done this year 950. I've had a few years at 1.1. Had a couple years in the 700s. In that, I've always been in that range.
Sure.
I want to the people that go to your seminars. All the others that are breaking, that's nothing. They're breaking that number and then some.
Sure.
And for whatever reason, I got to break that barrier.
So many of the top people we talk to are highly compulsive people. Many of them, same path you've taken, okay, prior life. How much does that compulsive personality make a difference in helping you succeed in real estate? Or does it?
I think it did at the beginning. I took my addictive personality and I shifted it over into a positive way, into my work.
Sure.
And I was a workaholic.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't date. I couldn't afford to date. I didn't have any money. I worked nonstop. I mean, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had no life for about 2 to 3 years. And I remember reading either a quote or hearing Muhammad Ali's quote of today I'll suffer in order to live like a champion tomorrow.
That's right.
And every day I was out there working, and I'd watch my friends off to the beach, with the top down and the girls in the back seat, and I'd be putting up, knocking on doors and sweating in my suit and envious, but I'd always say that to myself, you know what, today I'm going to suffer, tomorrow I will live like a champion.
That's right.
And so that addictive personality was at the beginning, and now I don't think I have that compulsive addictive person. I know it exists if I were to put something in me, mind-altering.
Sure.
I mean, the giant would awaken.
Yeah.
It's just napping back there. But it's more of a calm, focused desire, of what keeps me motivated now. I have the dream board in my closet.
Sure.
I have the affirmations written out on my computer. I've got a flashing one of those camera things with the pictures of the family of us on vacation as I'm prospecting. I just see it and go, that's why I'm making these calls. That's why I'm role-playing. It's like, I can't wait to be back at our place in Fiji.
That's great.
So it's a different type of motivation than it was at the beginning. And I like this motivation more.
Well, it's interesting because when Rob first wrote the book and he sent me a copy, I read it, I endorsed it, of course.
Thanks.
And recommended it. And it's interesting because you can see the progression from the bad part of that habit to where you are today. You can physically watch the change in the expression and the change in the behavior, which is wonderful. And that is a result of two things. One is he's dedicated to his profession. Number two, he's willing to understand he has to change. And I guess the question for each of you watching today is, are you willing to change your behavior to get better results? And you've made that decision, haven't you?
I have, for sure.
And
love the
stuck
results.
with it.
And stuck with it, the consistency.
Well, tell them again the email or the web address for the book. Tell them
Thanks,
one more
Mike.
time.
Again, it's either on Amazon. The title of the book is 180 Degrees. It's 180 degrees. Or the website that has testimonials, things about the book, write-ups, etc. And that web address is the180book.com.
Well, I am telling you that I am excited about watching you do 30 to 50 transactions the next couple of years.
Thanks.
I'm excited about watching you continue to grow as an individual and as a person and having them read your book.
Thank so much,
Rob,
Mike.
thank you.
Really appreciate it.
It's been a treat today. Thanks.